Alrighty. Hello and welcome to the Full Send Half Pass Podcast, episode 62. Tonight we're going to be talking about some IndyCar Thermal Club Million Challenge. We're going to talk about the dramatic Formula One Grand Prix there in Australia, as well as the NASCAR races this weekend at COTA. But first off, I'm here with Tom. Tom, how are you doing, man?
I'm great. I am great. Ready to talk about a great week of racing.
Yes, it was a fantastic week of racing. There was a lot of great racing going on. I mean, I can't wait to talk about the Formula One race, but we also are going to go over our infamous or famous, or however you want to look at it, driver of the week and bonehead move of the week segments, as well as preview this weekend's races at Richmond for the Xfinity Cup Series. And then we're also going to be talking about our special segment that we always do here as of late here on this channel. And then we'll go over our NASCAR fantasy as well and some of our picks for this weekend. So first off, though, we're going to start with some news. Some breaking news in the motorsports world here. First off, NASCAR buys Bowman Gray Stadium. Unbelievable. What are your thoughts here on this, Tom? Like, are we going to see a NASCAR race here? Or are they doing it for profit? Or are they trying to preserve old short tracks? I
don't know,
mean,
man.
It seems pretty sketch to me.
What are we doing? We can put cup cars on it? I don't think so. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think it'd be funny.
I think it'd be funny too. I mean, it holds what, like 20,000 people or something like that. I mean, for short track standards, it's a pretty big event, or venue, but I don't think we're gonna be racing there. I think probably what they're gonna do is maybe open it up to ARCA cars, ARCA East.
Okay.
Maybe
I think about that.
maybe run a truck exhibition race there. That'd be pretty damn cool, actually. The trucks already tear up everything anyway. I might as well just send them to Bowman Gray and let them rip it. You know what I mean? That'd be great entertainment. So we'll see what develops here with the Bowman Gray Stadium. And then off of that sentiment as well, NASCAR, they've made it blatantly obvious that they want to continue to use this LA or use this California market. There is talks or potential rumors out there that they might be buying into the Long Beach street circuit and getting rights to the Long Beach circuit. Like, what? I honestly, this is my thought here. The fountain section. Who's going to eat the fountain for the first time in 50 years?
Corey LaJoy.
I don't know how that's going to work. I can't even picture cup cars racing around Long Beach. That doesn't even register in my brain. Like, I can't. It's too small, dude. There's no way. You're talking about a single file race all day long with like potential of people eating the tire barriers in turn 7 and somebody going through the fountain. I mean,
that'd be a sight to see.
It would be great. But I mean, what does that mean for the future of IndyCar at Long Beach? I mean, could that potentially be the end of IndyCar at Long Beach? I can't even imagine IndyCar not being at Long Beach. I mean, that would be an absolutely devastating sight to not have that. You know what I mean? Like, is there talks with? I don't know. There wasn't much on the article that I read. There wasn't much there. There was just rumors, I guess. So I don't know.
I hope it works. I hope they do. I think a street course like Long Beach that garners all that attention through IMSA, IndyCar, used to be Stadium Trucks, used to be MX5, would have a great audience for NASCAR for sure.
Yeah, I agree. Especially if they added it to the West Coast swing. Like,
yep.
They run like, I don't know, run maybe an extra race or something on the East Coast that like after Daytona, Atlanta, whatever, and then run Vegas, Phoenix, and then go to like COTA and then go back to Long Beach or something and add it to the West Coast swing, and then run it like with a doubleheader with IndyCar, or even run it with like a doubleheader with IMSA or something like that. I mean, they all run it together anyway on a doubleheader, but can you imagine you had IMSA, IndyCar, NASCAR, the Stadium Super Trucks, the Mazda MX-5 Cup, the Michelin Pilot, all there, and Xfinity all there at the same weekend? How nuts would that be, dude? I would be buying tickets tomorrow for that weekend, dude. That would be so awesome, dude.
Same.
So I don't know. Cross your fingers. As motorsports fans, this is a big dub. Like if we can make something like this happen and see all those series in one weekend, I mean that would be amazing. That would be a an absolute adventure. Like I'd be going tomorrow. Like if that was announced, that'd be great. I'd be have my tickets purchased, ready to go. Alrighty. Next. The ultimate clown of all clowns in the clown world here, Zach Brown, gets an extension with McLaren through 2030. What? What?
I'm gonna be on my deathbed with cancer before this guy freaking gets fired.
This man, dude, and somebody was saying, I don't remember who was saying this, but like, how did that happen? I was like, Dollar General knee pads, baby. They go a
Dollar
long way.
General knee pads, Toyota V6, baby.
Yeah. And then what the real kicker here is, Tom, is this gets announced, right? And then not even like 2 days later, there's a rumor out that McLaren is getting bought by some by
Yeah,
like
that's right.
the Bahrain people who own Bahrain Street Circuit or whatever, or Bahrain Circuit, the Saudi oil money or whatever bought McLaren, or they bought a majority stake in McLaren. It's like I was like, man, maybe this Zach Brown thing won't last very long because they'll insert their own oligarch to run McLaren. Like I don't know, man. It's so weird. Like what's happening there at McLaren right now? I don't know.
You know, as a fellow American, I can confidently say that I am embarrassed by that American's actions. And that's pretty easy to say, I know, but we're talking about Zach Brown here.
Yeah. I don't know, man. This guy, he's 2030, bro. That's I can't even think about 2030 right now. This guy's gonna be in
I
place.
can't
till
even think about
2030.
tomorrow.
Yeah, no.
Oh, we got a deal for 2030.
Oh man, unbelievable. I don't know this guy, man. And then yeah, I don't know. I saw like I think you posted it in our Discord, Tom, that there is humble beginnings, or maybe it was in the PSRL Discord. It comes from humble beginnings to the CEO of McLaren. It's like yeah, and then turned it into a clown show. Like absolutely, he is a clown. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. He is a clown. But
Oh, yeah, I did write that. Look, that was a great comeback, and I can't remember what I
I
said.
can't either. It was so long ago, but I mean,
Oh, yeah.
well, it really wasn't, but it
I
was.
remember. I remember. I said, from humble beginnings to a whiny bee.
Yeah, there it is. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Oh man. Alrighty. This next little bit of news I'm gonna save here until we get into the F1 race. So first off, real briefly, we'll talk about the F2 Sprint and Grand Prix weekend here at Melbourne. The first one, the sprint race, we had Stanek on pole. We had a safety car lap one when Marty and Bortoleto crash. I don't know if you saw this, but leaving the right after they got the start of this race, they go down the front straight, the pit straight, and I think it was it no, this was in the main event. Never mind. I'm getting the sprint and the heat and the main mixed up here. But they wrecked into turn one on the start. And then also for sure Antonelli crash on lap 10, another safety car. And then Hadjar goes on to win the race. No, it was this race. It was the sprint race. And then Hadjar gets disqualified because coming down the pit straight on the first lap, he ends up trying to make a move for the lead. So he like cuts down across the track, ends up tagging Marty, and then ends up Bortoleto gets involved. They crash right on the pit entrance wall, dude. It was a major wreck. Oh my god. It was the most F2 thing I've ever seen, dude. And then so Hadjar goes on to win, but they end up disqualifying him for that unnecessary contact. So what is this, like 3 races this season, and we've already had like 2 of them with the winner being disqualified from whatever reasons. Oh, it's hilarious. And then so Stanek goes from pole to win. It was his first ever Formula 2 victory. So congratulations to him for that. And then we get to the main event. Hauger was on pole for this one. Early in the action, we had Antonelli and Hauger swapping the lead back and forth multiple times there. Then we had a VSC on lap 7 with Dirksen, who stalled on the racetrack. Kind of changed the complexion of the race because after this, Hauger was leading the Grand Prix, ends up crashing from the lead. Juan Pablo Montoya-esque here in Australia, dude. Unbelievable. And then Hadjar, who ended up winning the sprint race, who got disqualified, ends up going on to win the finale, or the feature race. So interesting how all that works there in Formula 2. I mean, honestly, it's been an absolute weird Formula 2 season. There's been no dominant driver. Like last year, it was like Vesti and Porsche were like dominating on a weekly basis. Yeah. This year, it looks like Baloney's going to dominate, and then it looks like Hauger's going to dominate, and then you see Fittipaldi have his little shining moment, and then you have Hadjar doing some good stuff. It's just like nobody can dominate. It's just a continuing revolving door of different drivers winning races. It's kind of crazy. This points battle all year long in F2 is going to be wild. I'm excited to see what the rest of the season has in store for Formula 2. Alrighty, truck race, Tom. The XPEL 225 at COTA. Connor Zilic qualifies on pole. Lap 1, turn 1, dude. What happened? What happened, dude?
He got excited.
He had to, man.
It's so uncharacteristic. Because, like, the 24 hours Daytona, 12 hours Sebring. I mean, he had a decent 12 hours, right? He almost threw it all away.
But he overcame.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly where I was going, right? So, yeah, continue.
Yeah. So he overshoots turn 1, lap 1, absolutely sets him back in this race. And then here's my gripe, Tom. Stage cautions on road courses, especially in the truck series. This race was only 225 kilometers. It was like 40 something lap race, and we're having stage cautions in this race, which really kind of screwed up the strategy in my opinion, because then you got guys stretching it out for the stage points. People that are leading the race can't get stage points. It's a fiasco. It's a fiasco. And I'll talk about that more here in a minute, because there's some comments here by Redneck Jesus that really are touching here. So yes, Sanchez goes on to win stage 1, alternate strategy. Our only 2 cautions in this race, our major cautions, were Lawless Allen. He ended up stalling like twice during this race, he stalled on lap 22 right before the end of stage 2, which gave Corey Heim the stage win. And then he stalled again with 5 to go, which changed the entire complexion of this race again with another late caution when Heim had it secured. And then we had a caution with 2 to go. Have you ever seen an axle housing come out of a race car before?
Dude, there's a whole ass rear end.
Dude.
Truck arms were with it too.
Dude.
Well, they weren't, but still, that was insane. Look, you cannot convince me that you could wheel hop all day long in that vehicle and the rear end should come out. You can't convince me that. I've seen what these truck arms are made out of. They're like insane what they're made out of, right? The mounts for the rear end, all that other stuff. I mean, like,
well, they also have those bushings for give too, so it's not meant to be solid.
Yeah,
right?
But sure, yeah, but still, how these are connected through the mounts, the truck arms, to the rear end, to the frame. The weakest part would be the most leading edge of the truck arm mounting to the actual chassis of the vehicle, right? But we didn't see that.
Nope.
Because the truck arms weren't there. They were still in the truck. Right? This is the most... And then, 5 minutes after the race, NASCAR was like, we're taking your whole rear end. What about the truck?
Yeah.
You're going to take the truck? Or you just... Because the track bar should have held it just a little bit, but it didn't. That thing flew out of there like a whore in church. That thing was gone. Out of there.
I've never seen that in my life, dude. I can't.
That was wild.
I when I saw it live, I was like, "Holy cow! What did I just witness?" And he almost rolled too. Like the force of the truck climbing over it was the weirdest thing. It's the weirdest thing.
I told myself the same thing. I was like, "Dang, I never seen that before. That's pretty wild." But then I look back at my time when I was working on the 66 truck team with Jordan Anderson, and I was like, this probably compares.
Yeah.
That was a wild experience, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, you never know what racing has in store. Remember, I saw before we move on here, I saw a video on YouTube, and it reminded me. It was remember that 2016 Talladega race when Premium Motorsports end up qualifying on
Yes.
pole in that first stage of
In the
qualifying.
in the first segment, yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then you remember,
they did about like 2 seconds,
it was
right?
nuts.
It was insane. Like it was track record worth.
Yeah, dude, it was nuts. And then I remember going to Bristol. Remember, or not Bristol, we went to Martinsville. In 2016, and Premium Motorsports, man, the most ragtag operation I've ever seen in my life, dude. Like old dudes, none of them were matching uniforms. They were there.
Yeah, they look like the last time they took a shower was about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah,
yeah.
dude. Unbelievable. The car didn't even look like the other ones, dude. You went up to it and it was just put together with spare parts and it was just ragtag together. And that's what this reminded me of. That's what this reminded me of. When you said Bolin Motorsports, I was like, you know what? This is it. This is what it was.
Not even Bolin had that happen.
This was a Roper Motorsports put together piece of truck.
Oh man.
Unbelievable. You never know what you're going to get in NASCAR. You never know what you're going to see.
Can I be in the position to say if I was part of that team, I'd be embarrassed?
Yeah, I would be too.
Because if I don't deserve that position, then fine, I won't say it. But man, would I be embarrassed? I would be very embarrassed.
Yeah. I mean, that's your job. Like your job is to put a truck together to make laps around a circuit. Like
I'm sitting there on pit road with 2 laps to go. The only thing I'm thinking about is, all right, I should start packing this up. I'll pack that up next. I'll start getting everything together. We'll roll out of here and we'll be done. You know? And then I look up on the TV screen and there's my truck with the rear end out of it. I'd be like, whoa, bro, what happened there?
It's going to be a late night here in COTA for us. Oh, my God. We're going to be the last truck out of here. Haul her out of here. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, that's unbelievable, dude.
Oh, and then NASCAR says, I'm taking your shit.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, and then you're like, now you're stuck. Yeah. Yeah.
Now you can't leave.
Yeah,
It's just like,
get me a hotel room.
How do I get this in a hauler?
Oh, man. They're all using a forklift just to get up on the lift.
Oh, man. That's terrible. I would not want to be part of that team that day.
No, that would have been a rough day.
I'd be sitting on my couch with a beer in my hand.
Yeah. Enjoying racing the way it should be enjoyed, right?
Right.
Oh, man. So, yeah, that happened, and then we get a late race restart here, and Corey Heim goes on to win. I'm surprised that neither of us took Corey Heim last week. I know we both debated it when we were talking about this race, like last podcast, and we both were like, you know what, one of us should take Heim, because Heim is, like, really good on road courses. He's really proved to be one of the best. Neither of us took him, so, yeah, we kind of flopped on that one. But good job by Heim. Congratulations to him. What I like about Heim this year, though, is he hasn't really been super polarizing. I think that's what he needed. After last year and that whole Phoenix shenanigans, the best thing he could do is just keep his mouth shut and put his head down and go to work, and that's what he's done so far this year. So I've gained a lot of respect for Corey Heim this season.
Yeah, because Phoenix was...
Yeah, put a real bad taste in my mouth with Corey Heim.
Yikes.
Especially after all season. We pumped him up all year because of how good he was doing and like how much he was just being quiet and getting the job done. And then the Phoenix thing happened, and I'm glad he put that behind him. And he's back to being Corey Heim again.
It's not behind me. That some gun took a championship away from my championship pick.
Fair enough. Alrighty. So yeah, great race there in the trucks. Again, like I said, stage cautions. I guess I could talk about it now. You know what? We'll just talk about it now. I was going to talk about it during the Xfinity segment because it really affected his team there in the Xfinity race with the stage cautions. But NASCAR Redneck Jesus, Dale Jesus, Junior Jesus, uh, went out last year after we had all the non-stage cautions at road courses and was like, "Nope, racing sucks. We need stage cautions back. We just need it. We just need a caution. I miss not having the cautions on road courses. So we need it back." And then after this weekend, what does he go out and say this time? No, we need to get rid of stage cautions on these road courses. He double backs on what he said.
You know what Richard Petty said? Because he had a very similar interview.
Really? What did he say? I didn't see that one.
I just watched it. Richard Petty said, the racing's not that bad nowadays. You just need to take them damn stage cautions, or whatever the hell you call them out.
Facts.
Because when I watch a race, it's from green flag to checkered. None of this caution bullshit.
Yeah.
That's exactly what he said. That's exactly what he said, right? And then it switched over to like a competition director or something like that. I don't know. And he's like, "Well, call me old or whatever you like, but what we're doing right now in NASCAR, that's not racing. This is manufactured."
Exactly.
Like, man,
They've been listening to the Nega Boys.
my homie.
But nobody will listen to Richard Petty because he's just the new generation doesn't vibe with Richard Petty because he just hasn't been around for it's like the 90s.
Yeah, but the dude's right.
He's 100% right. I mean, the only races I can even justify having stage cautions at are super speedways. Everything else, they need to be gone. I mean, let's leave the stage cautions on super speedways so all of our Atlanta fans, Demolition Derby fans can just cheer their beer and have all these multiple restarts and whatnot. And I don't have to watch them or subject to myself to watching those anyway. But like the other 30 races on the schedule, whatever it is, no more stage cautions, man. Let's get back to some roots, man. Let's make these racing. Let's make NASCAR good again, man. Like especially on road courses, it is like last year without the stage cautions, the road courses were freaking amazing. And people will probably go into the comments and call us purists or oh, you guys just are purists. You don't like the racing and whatever you're gonna.
How was Bristol?
But
how was Bristol?
Yeah,
Bristol was.
Oh no, I think I just froze. My Discord just froze, ladies and gentlemen. Well, 1 second. We'll be right back. My Discord broke, ladies and gentlemen. Let me let Tom know. We'll be right back after a message from our sponsor. Hello? Alrighty, I think my Discord's reopening up for me now. And it is
Whoa!
unfrozen. Unbelievable. I don't know what happened to my Discord. Everything else was fine, but my Discord completely froze for me. So, alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about that. What were
can
you
we
saying?
say? Technology and Dega Boys, they just don't
It
just
just doesn't mix.
It's okay.
No, what's
It's
funny
alright.
though
It
is my
happens.
OBS was still working. My main laptop
Of course
was working.
it was.
But
Of
Discord
course
was
it
just
was.
dead frozen.
Of course it was.
Unbelievable.
What I was saying was, how was Bristol though?
It was
How was
amazing.
Bristol? All
It could
right.
have been better, but it was amazing.
It would have been a lot better without the stages, but let's just take a second and appreciate how good the race could have been, other than how good it was been. But what we can work with was how good it was been, right?
Yeah.
Or how good it was.
Yeah.
Right. We've been saying that for a very long time. Give these dudes horsepower or shitty tires. We finally got terrible tires, and look how good it was. It was awesome. It was great. Call me elitist, call me purist, whatever. I don't care. But that was a great race, and that's all we've been saying. That's it. Horsepower or terrible tires.
Yeah.
was great.
I'm for the terrible tires. I don't really care if we get the horsepower. If we could bring tires like that every freaking week, dude, I'm down for that, man.
Well, here's the thing with horsepower, right? If you give them horsepower, Goodyear's going to give them a tire that's harder than the stones that Jesus walked on, but it's not going to matter because they're going to have two strips of, or two black lines going from the entrance to the exit of the, or from the exit to the entrance of the corners, right? And they're going to burn anyways. You can't make a tire hard enough that's going to last 40, 50 laps at short tracks where you're doing that every lap. You're just not. You're going to overheat the tires. Well,
the tires are so big. I mean, the heat dissipation on those things is insane.
Yeah, but the heat soak is there too.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're right,
but you know, I'm just saying. I think either way is a win-win. You're either going to win with terrible tires or you're going to win with more horsepower. And obviously, NASCAR wants to go the more expensive route with giving them terrible tires, but we're grabbing other people from other countries to come here and try to convince them that they need a NASCAR race other than giving them some freaking horsepower that only costs $10,000 per engine. All right. Whatever floats their boat.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm okay with it.
Sounds like
a
if we get bunch of U.S. government crap right there. Pass backwards.
Yes. So we talked about Del Jesus and his whole stage thing. Richard Petty's agreeance. Yeah. Maybe we'll get some changes. Maybe. I think this was my thought process, Tom, and maybe I'm just dumb and I know NASCAR fans don't want to hear this, but I think what they should do is shorten the races down to the length of Xfinity races, run no stage cautions, and get it on a streaming platform so we can go flag to flag with no commercials. That's what we need. I'm here for that.
Look, I'm pretty stupid too, and that sounds like a great idea.
It sounds like the best idea ever. Like, leave your crown jewels, right? Like, you could still have your Southern 500. You could still have your Brickyard 400 or Daytona 500, but like
Daytona.
Let's run all the rest of them at Xfinity length. Like, I'm just saying. I think that would be a big dub. And we could still award points in the middle of the race. I mean, just because there's no caution doesn't. We've tried it and it worked. Like, just because there's no caution doesn't mean we can't still award points. You know, but that's just me. Alrighty. Xfinity race. We'll talk about that next. Focus Health 250. We saw SVG on pole because Larson actually qualified on pole and had to go to the rear of the field. Parker Kligerman, like Nick Sanchez in the truck race, wins stage 1 off of an off strategy. Then Brandon Jones wins stage 2. But hold on. Wait a minute. Something ain't right. Gets a corner cutting penalty. That's what I want to talk about next, Tom. Corner cutting. That was the theme of the week. I know me and you talked about this the other day. I think we talked about it, on Sunday night or something like that, or maybe Sunday morning when we were talking about the right before or after the watch party. I know what we're talking about. I can't remember. Days are all blending together. But we were saying, why can't NASCAR do what F1 does? You know, like if you cut a corner, you get a warning, right? Like if you cut it once, we'll give you a warning. No big deal. Big warning. If you improve your position, you just give the position back. If you improve time on track, then they give you a 5-second penalty, which you can assess on your next pit stop. Let's fix it that way. We don't need all this 30-second penalty for one corner cut, back tail end of the longest freaking line, corner cut, disqualify you, 30-second penalty at the end of the race, corner cut. What are we doing, man? This is ridiculous. SVG, which I'll talk about the end of this race, he ends up having this battle with Hill and Larson, cuts a corner, ends up finishing, 27th, 28th, because he gets a 30-second penalty. That is a bad direction that we are going in right now in NASCAR. That is a bad look right there. Unbelievable.
Are you looking for my opinion?
Yeah, I want to see what you got to say about
Remember those you remember those turtles that we had at the Charlotte Roval? The ones that we saw Bubba Wallace become a certified astronaut on.
I know what you're talking about, yes.
Why don't we just put them where you can't go? That's going to deter them. And if they hit it, they're screwed anyways. Look, you get those turtles, you put a couple lag bolts in the ground, you leave it. All right? That's all you need to do. Those turtles cost what? $100? All right? And we're what's the difference?
Well, I get what you're saying. I just think we should just have more self-policing, honestly. Like these drivers know when they corner cut. Like it's not like a freaking
Put a damn turtle there. Make them find out. Make them find out. Like what you said in the NSR broadcast, certified astronautical certification, whatever the hell you said. Make them find out. They found out at the Charlotte Roval. That was pretty awesome.
I get it. I get it. I like the drama too. I get it.
I think it'd be great. Could you imagine, like, last lap trying to pass through the first set of S's there, or the only set of S's, and, you know, somebody's pushing it really hard. SVG's pushing it really hard through there and catches a turtle, and then he flies into Austin Hill or something. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I get where you're going with this. I mean, I'm not going to disagree. I think it's a great idea either way. Personally, though, I still want to see a little bit of self-policing, but that's just me. I feel like these guys can self-police, but I don't know.
It was BS what NASCAR did.
Yeah.
And I'm not taking anything away from SVG's finish. He finished second in my book.
I agree. And it was a great finish. That's what I want to talk about next. Real quick, Riley Herbst ends up getting stage 2 because Brandon Jones with the corner cut. A big crash late with Herbst, Honeyman, and Ellis. That's another thing I want to talk about. I texted you when this happened because they're coming out of, I believe it was turn 7, that last chicane there before they go down that big long straightaway. And the camera works looking at SVG and Austin Hill or whoever else was up there in that battle for the lead. And I see Herbst go sideways. I see another 2 cars piling in. And the broadcast didn't even talk about it or mention it until like 30 seconds later. And I'm like, show me the wreck. I saw the wreck. And they wouldn't show it. And then they're like, oh, we got a caution. Well, no shit, freaking Adam Alexander. Of course there's a freaking caution. What the hell are you talking about? God damn. Even Suarez like, wait, there's a caution? It's like, what race are you watching? And that leads me back to the point that we made last year. Do you have to be a racing expert to be a good broadcaster? Hell no, dude. You just have to be entertaining. And I feel like I hope that we're entertaining. I don't know. We'll leave that up to you guys to decide. But
all I'm gonna say is Helen Keller probably entertained more people in this world than they did. That's all I'm saying.
And she achieved a lot more too.
She's a hell of an entertainer. All right. She could call these NASCAR races with her eyes closed.
And her little dog too. Never mind. I was gonna say what was her dog's name, but I'm just gonna leave that one alone.
Stevie.
No. I'm gonna leave that alone. I don't want to get canceled today. Yes. So, yep, big wreck there. They missed that on the broadcast, and we end up getting this dramatic final finish here. Larson pitted right when that first caution came out, like 4 to go with Ed Jones with the oil spill or whatever that he had. He ends up taking tires, drives through the field, and it looked just like the Allmendinger Chastain Bowman finish from 2022 Cup race. I mean, you had Larson flying up there, SVG, Austin Hill so focused on each other, battling it out. SVG ends up just absolutely ass packing the 21 Austin Hill there at the end, tore his car to pieces. And then Larson just sneaks through and gets the win. You guys know what the opinion that me and Tom have on Larson after last week, so I'm not really super excited for him. But I mean, it was still a good finish. I mean, just like I feel like how I felt with the Hamlin. I'm not a huge fan of Hamlin. Not really because of his driving ability, but just kind of the clownery that surrounds him and his championship flops and failures every year. But last week at Bristol or 2 weeks ago at Bristol, whatever that was, I still thought that was a great race. Even it wouldn't have mattered who won that race to me, honestly. I thought it was an amazing race, and I felt like this finish was amazing. It didn't. Whoever won didn't really did take that away from me, I guess. Is that what I'm saying? I don't know if you feel the same, but I know you probably don't feel the same. But
I don't look. I think the best thing to take away from this race was how Austin Hill conducted himself off the final corner and into the pit road, and then his interview afterwards. It
Yeah.
just really goes to show how much of a baby back B he is,
I agree.
and all the drama that he creates, and then plays victim.
Yeah. A lot like it was last year at
Yep.
RCR. That was the
Yep.
demise of Creed. The same kind of shenanigan BS. He can't do no wrong. He reminds me of Denny Hamlin in that way. Like, Denny Hamlin can't do no wrong. No matter what Hamlin does, he was right. It was his way or the highway. So, yeah. I see a lot of Denny Hamlin and Austin Hill. So, yeah, I'm not a fan of Austin Hill at all.
Yeah,
So.
me neither.
Yeah, Larson goes on to win. Pretty good race. I mean, honestly, and like I said again, the stage cautions. And I think that's why Junior said what he said, because if we didn't have the stage cautions, I think that one of those Junior Motorsports cars would have won. They were really fast, and I feel like that they really got themselves set behind on these stage cautions, trying to go for them stage points. And I feel like if they didn't have to do that, I think one of those Junior Motorsports cars would have won this race. Specifically, probably Sam Mayer. So, yeah. So I think that's why Junior said that, because he knows he lost this race because the stage cautions like he wanted to implement back. So it's kind of funny how that stuff works. But yeah, that would summarize those two races. Next will be the Formula One Australian Grand Prix. Every time they go to Australia, it is always a wild card. It used to be the biggest wild card because it was the first race of the season, right? Like, everybody's coming back off the winter break, ready to go racing, and you just never knew what was going to happen, who was going to win, or who was going to be the dominant car this season. Now they've moved it up a few races into the season, this race 3, and it's still entertaining. I mean, last year, the Australian Grand Prix was one of the top 3 races all year, behind maybe Silverstone, Singapore, Vegas. I think were probably the other good ones last year. Australian Grand Prix doesn't disappoint again. Max Verstappen qualifies on pole, and then Sergio or Carlos Sainz goes by him around like lap 3, and you could tell something was off with Max's car. Like, it looked so easy of a pass there by Carlos Sainz. And then a lap later, the smoke starts burrowing out of the back of Max Verstappen's car. I thought it was an engine failure at first because it was just this puffy white smoke. Apparently, it was the brakes. It was the brakes, Tom. Holy cow. It caught on fire. Everything. What was the first retirement like since 2022 for Max Verstappen? Unbelievable.
Wow.
You should have heard, I mean, the crowd reaction. I wish I could have been there, man. I mean, holy cow. The way they reacted when Max lost his thing was the way I reacted in Vegas when Lando wrecked, except I was the only one cheering. So it was like, take my excitement, but times it by the whole crowd when Max went out. And it just like, from there, the entire vibe of the race changed. Like, the pace changed in this race as well. Like, except like everybody just turned it up a wick. Like it was the weird. It was like I don't know how to describe it. It was just like a light switch went off and like the race changed completely. Like everybody wasn't like, hey, I'm gonna ride now and try to get in the position that I qualified in, maybe leap one or two here and there, play some teammate games. It was like no, like everybody from in the top 6 were like, holy cow, we have a legit chance to win this race, and the pace changed. It was incredible. Then to make it even better, Lewis Hamilton ends up retiring with engine issues on lap 17. So Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton did not finish this race. Unbelievable there. And then really the only major changes in the front of this field was the McLarens. Their Piastri end up short pitting Norris, leaped him, and then they play some Zach Brown team order stuff there to get Norris back in front of Piastri, which I think is BS because if there's one race you don't want to play team orders at, it's Piastri's home Grand Prix. Why are we playing team orders? Let's get Piastri a podium in his home Grand Prix. Come on now. That makes me so angry. I wanted to see Piastri get a podium so bad. But they didn't allow that to happen. Carlos Sainz goes on to win the Grand Prix. What was it? 16 days or in between this win and his appendix getting taken out? Unbelievable.
Right?
Unbelievable. Also, you should talk about that meme that you found that was hilarious of this too. With the Carlos Sainz, the car.
Oh, the
car
FIA.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, look, if you guys were part of our Discord, you'd be able to see it.
Man.
But I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna look it up real quick because it was pretty funny. It was pretty funny. All right. Let's see. Oh, Jay, where did I put it?
I can't remember. But basically, right, it was not meeting the minimum weight requirement, and it was
Like 16 grams.
like yeah, which is the
Oh, here it
approximate
is.
weight of a human appendix or whatever.
9.69 grams, the approximate weight of one adult appendix. It's an FIA bulletin and everything.
Yeah, it was hilarious. I read it. I was like, I didn't even read it, Tom. When you sent that to me, it hit the minimum weight requirement. Like, I read the first sentence, and I instantly messaged you back. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. They didn't add the weight back for his appendix get taken out. And then I went back and read it, and I'm like, that's what the whole article talked about. I'm like, I feel dumb now. I thought it was hilarious. At least somebody has a sense of humor. That was funny. I like that. That was gold. That was choice. I wish I'd have thought about that. That was awesome. And then Leclerc ends up going P2, so Ferrari won 2. Leclerc also had the fast lap at the end of this race, which we'll talk about that here in a second with the points. And then Lando gets P3. Even when all the best cars can't finish, he still can't win a race.
That's still BS because Oscar Piastri should have finished P3. He only finished P3 because of team orders.
Exactly.
And Lando was not even quicker than Oscar. It was
Oscar
just
maintained the pace too.
It was a well, here, since you can't pass him, let's see if Lando can pass him. Lando couldn't pass him, and then there was no team orders after that. They completely screwed Piastri.
Yeah, Lando couldn't pass a stop sign, man. Unbelievable.
Terrible.
Lando's the type of guy that sits at a stop sign and waits for it to say go.
And you know what, Jay? That will forever go down in history as a great drive by Lando.
I know.
When it was not even a great drive by Lando.
Yeah.
Disgusting is what it is.
Yeah.
But again,
I think it's lame.
there we go. Way to go, Zach Brown. Making us all look good here in the States. Well, I shouldn't say that. Terrible.
I mean, especially like if it was like Silverstone, it's like sure, let Lando get a podium in his home Grand Prix.
I don't even say whatever.
But like
That's
Australia,
bullshit.
come on, it's Piastri's home Grand Prix. Like let him have his moment, man. Like come on.
Man, if I was Australian and I saw that happening, I would be over McLaren right then and there.
I would have been climbing the fence. Yeah, I'd have been all.
I would have been rioting.
Yeah, that's so lame. Piastri's a much better driver than Lando. And nobody realizes that, but he is. Piastri, I said this before. I think the top 6 drivers in Formula 1 right now, Max Verstappen, Charles Leclerc, Carlos Sainz, Esteban Ocon, Pierre Gasly, Oscar Piastri. Those are the best 6. Like, I mean, you could maybe throw Fernando in there, but he is like, I think he's past his prime. That's just me. But I mean, I don't know. Is that a bad list? I feel like those are the 6 best drivers right now, Formula One.
What about Lewis Hamilton?
Oh God, don't hit me with the Lulu shenanigans right now. I don't have time for it. I got a big argument with Nick over that one. I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna hold my tongue on that one. Oh man.
Well,
his argument was he's got 7 championships. I'm like, I don't give a damn how many championships you have. That don't mean damn to me. that don't mean.
Well,
damn.
It's a little different in Formula One.
Well,
you get set up with the best car. If you get set up with the best car, you're gonna win.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does take some driving talent to get from A to B, but when that dude was on cruise control since 2016 and still winning championships,
yeah,
please.
Well, and that's my biggest argument is the first time in his entire career he's not in a championship winning car for the last 2 seasons.
And he jumped ship.
He's leaving because he can't win, can't compete.
Boo.
Yeah, that's called lame. Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
It reminds me of like Greg Biffle when he was on that freaking tear and he stuck around with Roush to the very bitter end of his career. Like, come on, Lewis. Like, grow a pair. Like,
even Biffle did it.
Yeah, Biffle stuck it out all the way to the bitter end, man. The sinking ship and everything. He went down with the whole vessel, dude. He went down like that bridge in Baltimore.
Oh, that was a good one. I like that one.
Oh man. But yes, so and then that would capitalize on the Formula One Grand Prix. I think that would pretty much summarize it right there. Is there anything else? I mean, I feel like we talked about everything.
I just really want to highlight how terrible of a job Lando actually did.
Yeah, it wasn't that great. Yeah.
It wasn't that great. There was nothing good about it.
It was kind of like the Ricardo Sonoda from Bahrain in a way, but it was worse in my opinion. Worse. Yeah.
Way worse.
Alrighty, Formula One points. This is where it gets good. Max Verstappen is still leading the standings with 51 points. Leclerc, P2, 47. He's only 4 back from Verstappen, 3 races in. So we want a good championship battle. We want one so bad. And then Perez is P3, 46. That's another thing I want to talk about. Perez really flopped and fumbled this weekend, man. He had an opportunity to really take it at Max Verstappen for the championship, and he floundered. There's no excuse for finishing
Typical
P5.
Checo. What did I say at the beginning of the year? Right? He does really strong the first couple of races, and then he falls off.
Yeah.
We're seeing it.
Yeah. He would have get 10 points. If he would have finished third, he would have got 8 more points. He'd be the freaking championship leader right now. Like, absolutely floundered, man.
It's happening. Mark my words. It's happening.
Unbelievable. And Carlos Sainz, I'm going to note him too. He's P4 at 40 points. He's only 11 points behind Verstappen. He's already missed the Grand Prix.
And he missed a race.
Yeah, unbelievable.
And
then when it gets to constructors, I think this is the real battle we need to keep tabs on all season because of, like I mentioned with Checo, Red Bull's at 97, Ferrari's at 91. They're only 6 points back. Unbelievable. This constructors battle between Ferrari and Red Bull is going to be nuts this year because Sainz and Leclerc are going to outscore Perez on most weekends. So it looks like Ferrari might take constructors. This might be wild. And then McLaren's in P3 at 55. Who cares? They're 42 back. Cool. Yeah. All right. Yeah, next. All right, we'll talk about the Sundays Thermal Club $1 Million Challenge. First off, in the first heat race, we saw Dixon take out Roman Grosjean and Rinus VeeKay. Oh, man.
I think Scott Dixon might have a vendetta against.
Yes, I think this opens us up to our next segment.
Yeah, I forgot.
All right, we'll be back in 1 second. Alrighty. My conspiracy moment for this week is I believe the Max Verstappen DNF failure to finish was an inside job by the FIA, the FOM, Red Bull Racing, to end the Verstappen reign of dominance for a little bit more viewership. And number 2, to take some more of that heat off of Christian Horner.
My conspiracy moment this week is I think Scott Dixon might have a vendetta against the French people.
And with that being said, that will be our conspiracy moment for this week.
I jumped the gun. Golly.
All right, we are back. We're going to talk about the Thermal Club Challenge. Like we said, like what Tom said, Scott Dixon ends up wrecking into Grosjean and VK there on lap 1 in the first heat race. Really the only wreck we saw in this entire weekend here. I mean, it was a pretty big oversight there by Dixon, I would say.
That was bad, bro. That was bad.
That was something.
Is Scott Dixon showing his age?
I think so, dude. I don't know, man. But then again, dude, like, he always turns up at the end of the year. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know.
Wild.
But yeah, that ended up taking out Grosjean and VK, ruined their chances. Scott Blomqvist ends up winning the heat race 1, and then Pillow ends up winning heat race 2. So that set up our field. We got what, 3? All 3 Rahal, Letterman, Lanigan cars made the race. Only 1 McLaren made the race. Only 1. Oh no. How many of the Ganassi cars? We had Pillow and Armstrong and Lundqvist. All but Simpson from Ganassi.
Oh yeah.
And then we had Holton Herta was the only one out of the Andretti camp. And then did we only get 1 Penske? No, we had Newgarden was also in it. So we had 2 of the Penskes. Okay. Unbelievable. But first stint was 10 laps, right? So Colton Herta decides to drop to the very back of the field and start saving tires. Then we notice this, right? Fittipaldi, they tell him, hey, we should start saving a little bit. So he drops back. And then they come back and say, hey, actually, we need you to save because we don't have enough fuel in the car. Oh, man. This is going to be the greatest talking point of all time for the rest of time, dude. I mean, that 10-lap stint, man, Rahal, Letterman, Lanigan flopped so bad, man. The biggest failure I've ever seen in motorsports. 10 laps, I can't even put enough fuel in the damn car?
Look, I know somebody who works at Rahal.
Yes.
And so I asked him, I was like, yo, how do you mess up not putting 10 laps of fuel in? Genuinely curious. I'm just not trying to be a jerk or anything. I was just curious. He said, all the cars were filled with the practice hose between runs. Tech was monitoring and gave the thumbs up when it vented, but all of our cars false vented after 1.5 gallons. We needed like 8 gallons. The 45 fueler caught it in time and we continued to fill. The other car didn't catch it. And then Rocket, which is the lead rules guy, right? Basically told the others that it was our fault, not IndyCar's. We just had... he had a lot of damage from the race. He's on Lundgaard's team. Plus, IndyCar kept making us repair it, but putting us at the back for touching the car. Then they said, we asked to change the side pod, and we were told no. So we asked to tape over it, and they said yes, but you have to go to the back for the feature. Then at the halfway point, the tape was falling off when we asked to cut it off so it doesn't come off and ruin a race for safety reasons. And we're told, you will be fixing it, and you will be going to the rear.
They didn't stand a chance, dude. That from the beginning of the weekend, dude. Not a chance.
Oh, they were screwed.
And not even that, but Rahal ended up having mechanical issues, so he didn't even finish his race anyway. Pietro got disqualified because of the fuel procedures. I mean, wow. Unbelievable. I mean, I remember when it happened. We're like, holy cow! All 3 Rahal Letterman Lanigan cars made the feature, and then none of them, not even a chance.
But here's the crazy thing, Jay. IndyCar gave them the thumbs up. So it's like, who do you really point the finger at? Who are you clowning on? Who do we clown on? Really?
I don't even know.
You know, I don't like. Oh, that's painful. Because it's IndyCar, you're like, oh yeah, one of our drivers forgot to put 10 gallons worth of fuel in their car. You know, and then the team's like, you know, yeah, but you guys told us to stop fueling it. You guys gave us the thumbs up when it vented. It's like Ray Hall went on to say that this was a SHIT show and that we should never go back to thermal.
Oh wow! Dang,
Yeah.
salty much. Damn.
Yeah, he was.
Might as well not go back to Indy either, because you can't qualify into that race either.
Get you some of that.
Yeah, get you some of that. Stay mad.
Yeah, stay mad.
Yeah, and like I mentioned, yeah, so all of the Rahal Letterman Lanigan cars had a lot of issues, but Colton Herta with that big saving strategy he had in that first stint ended up driving pretty much through the field during the second stint. I think he finished P4 by the end of it, so did a pretty good job. Yeah, 11 seconds down. But I mean, what else was he gonna do? Polo was just so dominant. I feel like that was the only chance he had to get a pretty decent finish, and I feel like he did a pretty good job getting there. So, I guess we could keep talking about this Polo dominance and everything, but there's been a lot of people really hating on this event and saying it was a failure and it was a flop and it sucked and all this. I guess my thought is I think this was a success. I enjoyed it from start to finish. I thought it was awesome. I mean, yeah, Polo dominated. If you wanted more side-by-side action, whatever, you didn't really get it. I mean, you did for the most part in the mid-pack, but I thought it was a success. I love the course, for one. I thought the course was just freaking awesome. Watching them go through that 16-17 hop over there, I mean, just getting airborne it was entertaining. The S section was so much fun to watch all day long. There was a lot of good passing zones, like turn 6 was a good one. Colton Herta really used that to his advantage a couple times there. I thought the racing was good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed every bit of it. And to the fans, I say, this race wasn't for you. It wasn't for the fans. This race was for the drivers. And it was all about them making money, having a good time, and racing on a fun course. That was all it was. That's all what it was for. It wasn't a fans event. It was basically trying to gain this rich boy money in California, gain a new market. I think it was a success. What are your thoughts?
If you don't like that race, just go watch the highlights from Atlanta.
There you go. I agree.
Don't waste your time. Just go to YouTube.
Yeah. No, I agree, dude. I agree. I enjoyed it. I thought it was an IndyCar race, man. I mean, yeah, it wasn't a long one. I liked it because there wasn't a gimmicks. There was no real gimmicks. I mean, there was to an extent. I mean, you could kind of consider some of them gimmicks, but they weren't really like gimmicks. You know, I don't know.
I think the biggest point that we could take away from this race is that the 10 cars seemed like they prepared the most.
Yes.
It showed, and they proved it, and they went throughout the whole race, and they absolutely dominated, and rightfully won. All right? We don't see that a lot anymore. No. Especially with stage cautions.
Yeah, exactly. No, I agree. I agree. I think it was, I enjoyed it. I want to do it again. I really liked it a lot. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if we'll ever get a points race there. I would like to, because I think that track would be really awesome to run a full length points race, but I don't know if it'll happen. I think they'd have to do some more infrastructure there and everything to get more bleachers in, open it more to the public, but I enjoyed it. And the people there that they showed on camera, they seemed to be enjoying it. I mean, they had those rich boy little paddocks and stuff. You could tell these people never watch IndyCar races in their life, but they were having a good time. Did you see some of those people raising their beers, cheering at some of the overtakes that they saw? I mean, I was like, dang, we're building IndyCar fans out of the rich boy club. This is cool. I mean, I don't know. I thought it was cool. I liked the event. I want to run it again.
I liked it too.
Yeah.
I like the track. I think the biggest thing was the track. That
Yes,
track is so freaking cool, man.
it's
It
awesome.
is a great racetrack, and I really hope like it gets scanned into iRacing, and we have the opportunity to drive on it
I agree.
because that would be a phenomenal track to go at.
Yeah, and the backdrop was cool. I mean, it was.
Yeah.
It's just like honestly, if you're gonna do an all star event, this was the perfect place to do it, man. It's a private club. It's luxurious. It's got a good backdrop. The track is awesome. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe next year instead of just putting 12 cars in the field, why not just extend it and run like a 30 lap race and put the whole field out there? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
let's make it really exciting. But that would be my only change. Let's just put everybody out there. I say give them unlimited push to pass in a 30 lap race with the whole field. I mean, it's not if it's no points, why not? Let's try some new stuff. Let's experiment. I think it'd be great.
Yeah, use some of those eco tires.
Yeah, dude.
See how that works out.
make a
Unlimited
tires.
push and
Yeah, make it where they have to run the primary tires, so they can't make the full 30 laps on one set of tires. They have to make at least one pit stop. Why not, dude? Let's play around with it. Let's make it even more
Or-
exciting.
Give them tires that we tell them, hey, look, we know these last for 10 laps or 15 laps.
Yeah,
Anything beyond that is on you. So you might get a couple takers who go the 30 lap stint, or, you get the people making pit stops. That'd be pretty cool.
and give them all the RLL fuel strategy too.
Yeah, right.
I love it, man. I thought it was great. I enjoyed it. If you guys tuned in for the watch party, we had a good time here in that early morning. Had a little bit of technical issues, but that's the Dega Boys way right there. So, but we still had fun. It was a good time. It was a great time. I enjoyed it. I want to see it again. All right, now we'll talk about the Cup race real quick. The Echo Park Automotive Grand Prix. We saw Byron qualify in pole. Through strategy, Bell wins stage 1. We had lots of issues in this race. We had Keselowski dumping Bubba at one point. We had Bell dumping Larson at one point. We had Kobayashi and Stenhouse having their little duke it out battle again, like they had at Indianapolis last year.
Can we just really appreciate, just for a second, can we really appreciate how terrible Brad Keselowski is at road courses?
It's bad. What happened to this man?
It's terrible. I don't know.
Remember back in the day, like every time they go to
Yes.
Watkins Glen, him and Ambrose and and Bush
Yes.
would be battling it out every year for like years, like 3, 4, 5 years in a row. And then what happened to him? Like, did he just forget what he's
Dad
doing?
bod. Dad bod.
It's gotta
be
be.
the dad
Yeah.
bod. Dad bod. That's what it is.
He doesn't have the reflexes he once had. Yeah, absolutely terrible. And then also we got to talk about how Stenhouse just absolutely hates Kobayashi. I don't know what it is about Kobayashi, but he killed him like 3 times last year at
Oh,
Indianapolis,
man.
maybe 2 or 3 times last year. Ran him over, runs him over again here. I mean, goodness gracious, Stenhouse. I don't know what the hell's going on there. But then Hamlin ends up winning stage 2 off of strategy again. And then Christopher Bell back at it again in stage 3, ends up dumping Kyle Busch. I think it's a racing deal, personally. When I saw it happen live, I was like, that's a racing deal. But the fact that he had already done it like twice in this race before this, I mean, it just made it look even worse. So that'll nominate him for one of our segments here later on. I can't wait to talk about that. But Chastain, Byron put on a pretty good battle here late in stage 3. Byron ends up getting the lead. Final round of pit stops. Byron just executed better. Goes on to win the race. Holds off Christopher Bell on some pressure tires there at the end of the race. I thought it was a great race. A lot of people are hating on it and thinking it was terrible and this and that. We didn't get any more cautions. There was no cautions. We didn't get a bunch of back up. To those people, I say stay mad because it was a great race. And if you don't think it was a great race, then I don't know what to tell you. And then some people are like, oh, it's the cars. I don't think the cars were the issue here. I think it's just people had a bad attitude. People just want Atlanta, and they can't get Atlanta at COTA. That's just, it is what it is.
These cars are the most specced out road course cars that NASCAR has ever produced.
Yeah, they're the best. The next gen cars, the best tracks the next gen car is as road courses and mile and a halves, and it's been that way since the beginning. The super speedways, the short tracks have been trash, and that's just the way it is. So it's like I don't know. You can't blame the car. You can't blame the product of the track. Like it was a good race. It played out like a good race. Like I said, like me and Tom have said here multiple times this podcast, take the stage cautions out. This race is a banger. Absolute banger.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to tell you. If you don't like that, stay mad. Don't watch then. I mean, honestly, you're just making NASCAR worse for the rest of us. So Um, is there anything else you want to add to this cup race here? Is there anything else I might
Yeah,
have
I
missed?
actually kind of missed something on the Xfinity race.
Okay.
Just real quick. Last week we saw Kyle Larson making a huge statement saying that the tires at Bristol were a huge problem, right? The strategy involved with it. It's not what NASCAR needs. It's not what we need as drivers. We've made our comments about it, all etc. etc. Kyle Larson goes out there and wins the Xfinity race on pure strategy. Pure nothing else. Yeah, he's got a little bit of speed, but nothing else. He couldn't have won that if he was on the tires that SVG and Austin Hill were on. He couldn't have won it. He won it purely off of strategy. Okay, that's all I gotta say.
That's a great point. Alrighty. All right. So driver of the week this week, we're gonna nominate Jack Hawksworth, P6 in his Truck Series debut. Unbelievable. He ran there all day long. I mean, great run by
Wait,
Jack.
he was
Hawksworth.
running top 3 the whole
He
day
led
long,
laps
and then at the end,
at
yeah.
one point. I mean, yeah, unbelievable. I love it. Jack Hawksworth, amazing drive. Also in the Xfinity race, I'm going to nominate Austin Green with the P7. I mean, again, one of those guys at the end of the race. Austin Green, exactly.
Who? Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, unbelievable. And then also I'm going to nominate Yuki Tsunoda with the P7 there in Formula One Grand Prix at Australia. And actually, I forgot to talk about something here at the Formula One Grand Prix, but I think this is kind of a clownery in itself, the whole reasoning behind this. But this was in the news section. I was going to talk about during the Formula One Grand Prix. I didn't talk about it, but Fernando Alonso ends up getting like a multi-position grid penalty because his dangerous driving was the reason that George Russell wrecked.
It just goes to
What?
show you how much Mercedes is in FIA's pocket. That's it. That's all I gotta say.
That is the most pop-out crybaby routine. I expect this from Zach Brown, but Toto Wolff, man, what are we? Well, never mind. It's Toto Wolff. Never mind. I don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, unbelievable. We're going to give Alonso a grid penalty or a position penalty because of George Russell running out of talent. Yeah, right. Give me a break with that bullshit. But whatever. But Yuki Tsunoda ends up going P7, so great job by him. He's outperforming Daniel Ricciardo. I've seen a rumor article that was like, Ricciardo might be done after this year. I mean, it was rumors at the beginning that he might potentially have that Red Bull seat. Actually, now he's like completely getting out.
He's 2 races away.
Yeah, I agree.
2 races away. Helmut Marko already gave the ultimatum to Daniel Ricciardo.
Oh, nice.
Telling him, and if you can't get it done, Liam Lawson's got your seat.
Yeah. I mean,
there you go. That's it.
It's justified, dude. I mean, really, we haven't seen anything out of Ricciardo this year. He had his chance to really show something at Bahrain, and when he got by Yuki, he just never really had the pace to do anymore. And I think Liam Lawson, he's an exceptional talent. I think it's time to get him in the car. So
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. I really thought we were going to be seeing something a lot better out of Ricciardo this year, but it's just not looking like it.
Yeah, it's interesting. We still have a Mercedes seat and a Red Bull seat open for next year, and we don't know what's going to happen. So lots of crazy stuff. Cup Series points real quick. Or actually, I'll do that after the Bonehead Move of the Week. So Bonehead Move of the Week, so we got George Russell running out of talent in the F1 race. I'm not putting that on Alonso. That's not Alonso's fault. There's no reason. You could talk about dirty air all you want, aero blocking or whatever the hell he wants to make as an excuse.
That's racing, baby.
Ran out of freaking talent. Everybody else had to deal with the same problems. I think George Russell's overrated. George Russell is infamous for wrecking on the last lap. That's his forte. That's what he loves to do. He likes to just eat the wall on the final lap of his Grand Prix. So, congratulations, George. You're going to be nominated as Bonehead of the Week. Also, Scott Dixon, absolutely just annihilating, bulldozing his way through Romain Grosjean. Easy nomination there. And then Christopher Bell, the same thing. Bulldozer mode. Took out multiple people in this race. Ends up with a P2. And then has that awesome altercation with Kyle Busch at the end of the race, which Tom has said something before the podcast, but yes, the Kyle Busch rebellion is back, baby. I love it. I want the drama. I like
it. KFB is back.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Alrighty. And then for the Cup Series points, Truex is your points leader still with 220 points. Gibbs is 5 points back in second, and Blaney is 9 points back in third. All right, let's talk about the races this weekend to end off this podcast. Notable entries next Xfinity Series. We got Taylor Gray in the number 19 JGR Toyota, Eric Almirola in the number 20 JGR Toyota, Corey Heim in the number 26 Sam Hunt Racing Toyota. Matt DiBenedetto, he is out of off the milk carton, out of retirement, whatever you want to say. He's back this weekend in the number 38 RSS machine. And then Bubba Pollard making his Xfinity Series debut in the number 88 Junior Motorsports entry in the Cup Series. I hate that I have to say this as a notable entry because it's not notable at all. Well, it is notable for the wrong reasons, but Ty Dillon will be in the number 16 Colleague Racing machine this weekend. Oh, man. How far Colleague has fallen. Unbelievable.
It really, it's sad.
It's sad. Colleague is sad. And this weekend, man, like, I get that was the biggest thing, dude. Is they had this weekend circled all year long. This is our weekend. We're gonna get a 1-2 with SVG Almirola. They put so much money, time, and effort into this race, and they didn't get it done. I mean, that just goes to show Colleague right there. I mean, a lot of that was out of their control, to be honest, to be fair, but still, that's got to be heartbreaking. That's a gut punch right there to Colleague. I mean, oh man, how devastated they were on top of that box. All right, picks for this weekend: the Xfinity Series Toyota Care 250 on Saturday. This is the race I'm most excited for because the Xfinity Series at Richmond has been absolute banger every single year for the last 10 freaking years. We saw it last year as well, and that's why my pick, I'm going with last year's winner. I am going with Chandler Smith. Now that he's in Joe Gibbs Racing Equipment, I think the Toyotas are going to be just lights out this weekend in both the Cup and Xfinity. Chandler is exceptional at Richmond. He proved it last year. These were some of his best runs. He ended up winning the spring race there to get his first ever Xfinity Series win. I think he does it again. I think he goes back-to-back years at Richmond and gets the job done. And then for my dark horse, I'm taking the guy that kind of replaced Chandler there over at Colleague. I think Colleague, if there's one track you can point at where Colleague's pretty good at, and it's Richmond. And you know what? Josh Williams. I'm going to take Josh Williams. I think if he has a good weekend at all this season, I think this is the weekend. I'm going to take Josh Williams as my dark horse. Maybe that's optimistic thinking here. Maybe I'm just going off of past stats and trends, but take Josh Williams as my dark horse.
All right. For my favorite for the Xfinity race, I'm going to go with Allgaier. Because he is my championship pick, and damn, the dude's strong everywhere, no matter where we go. So, no matter what, I think we're gonna be seeing that 7-car leading laps this weekend, at Richmond. But yeah, my dark horse, not because of the trajectory we've been seeing him on. And we're going to be seeing a lot of great things out of this dude throughout the whole year. I'm going to go with SVG, man. Like, look, his oval races have been getting so much better. It's going to be super exciting to see him at a track like Richmond. See how he adjusts, see how he goes throughout the race. I mean, it's going to be a learning curve for him this weekend. But look, what we're going to see out of SVG this weekend is going to be pure racing talent versus everybody else in the field that has oval experience. This dude has zero. And if he gets even a top 20, a top 15, man, what a smack in the face that is. Man, I'd be embarrassed. That just tells me right there that dude has the most potential out of any driver in the whole NASCAR series right now. It really does. I mean, there's really nobody else like him. There's nobody.
Yeah, I agree. 100%. Rookie of the year, gonna win a race for the end of the year. It's gonna happen.
I think so too.
Yeah, it's
absolutely.
And it might even just be on an oval. I mean,
dude, wouldn't that be awesome? Oh man, that'd be so cool.
He's doing things that just shock me. Like I mean, it reminds me of Marcus Ambrose. Really, it kind of does. Except he's taken to ovals a lot faster than Marcus did.
Yeah, so, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. All right, and then for the Cup race on Sunday, the Toyota Owners 400. My favorite this weekend. He is the points leader. He's really good at Richmond. There's no way you can be leading the points and be running this good on a weekly basis and not get one of these done. I'm taking Truex this weekend to win the race. I think Toyotas are going to be pretty damn dominant. and I think Truex is going to lead the charge this weekend. He's going to get his first win of the season and kind of get himself ready for the playoffs here. Get himself going, you know. Get some of those playoff points. Get some of the race victory off of his plate here this weekend at Richmond. Then my dark horse. Yeah, I mean, it kind of sucks to take this guy as a dark horse because he's second in points, dude. Like, is he really a dark horse? But then again, he hasn't won a race, so until he wins a race, I'm going to keep putting him as a dark horse on the Dega Boys channel here. But I'm going to go with Gibbs. I think Gibbs can get the job done this weekend. I really do. I think he's not only a dark horse. I think he's almost a favorite at this point. Watch out for Ty Gibbs. Watch out for the Toyotas this weekend. I'm going to take Ty Gibbs as my dark horse.
Okay, so for my favorite. Ooh, this is a good one. If he can keep away, from the 8 car, we're gonna see Christopher Bell win this race. All right, we've seen Christopher Bell just really excel lately in the Cup Series. Holy cow, that kid has got insane speed. You know what? I'm gonna put it out there right now, Jay. That 20 car once again is gonna make the Final Four this year. I think so, and I'm going head first into that. So that's I got Bell for my favorite dark horse this weekend. Let's think about it just a little bit. What happened the last time we were at Richmond?
Bush
RFK, baby.
Yeah,
RFK. Holy cow, did they show up. Not only that, they went back-to-back at Michigan, and then they go to Daytona and kill it there, too. So this weekend, I'm not choosing Buescher, I'm choosing Keselowski. Keselowski breaks the streak this weekend, and he gets the dubs.
I can't with the Keselowski thing. I've taken him like 3 times this year to win a race, and he has let me down all 3 times.
You can do it.
I'm taking a break for a minute. I got to see at least a little bit here before I can take him as any dark horse or favorite. But yep, all right, those are our picks for this weekend. We'll go over fantasy real quick. I have Gibbs, Reddick, Truex, Hamlin, Buescher in my lineup. I think that's pretty simple. I mean, Toyota dominates, and then I think the only team that's really going to hold the Ford banner this weekend is going to be those RFK Fords. I think Buescher's going to be pretty damn quick. I wouldn't be surprised. Unless they absolutely miss the setup. I don't know how they could do that, but maybe they'll bring the Bristol tire back.
That would be dope.
Come on, NASCAR. Come on, NASCAR. Come on, NASCAR.
All right. You know what's crazy, Jay? We got the same damn lineup.
Great minds think alike, dude. I'm telling you. I don't know who else to take. I mean, I guess you could take Byron, but I'm kind of saving Byron because he's gonna turn up during the summer. But
I think Kyle Larson's gonna finish better than Byron this weekend.
There you go. There you have it. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna see much out of those Hendrick cars this weekend. I really don't, man. But then again, man, they might just go out and win this race and dominate it 1 through 4. Yeah. I mean, you never know with Hendrick, but I have a good confidence in Toyota this weekend. I think Toyota is gonna. We said it last year. I mean, if you tuned into this channel last year, we did this whole same podcast just like this. Yeah. We came on here and told you Toyota was gonna dominate, and then what happened? They didn't dominate at all. It was Hendrick and RFK. So we'll see. We'll see here. Hold your britches here, boys, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Now for matchups. I love the matchups this weekend. The first one is the drama here with Bell and Busch. Who's gonna get a better finish? I think it's going to be Bell. I do. I really do. Like I said, I'm going to follow the Toyota sentiment. I was going to come on here and be like, you know what? The RCR cars are not a bad pick. Historically, they've been pretty damn good at Richmond, except for last year. Take last year out of the equation. They were not good there last year. I think it's going to continue over to this year. So I'm going to take Bell over Busch.
I'm taking Bell over Busch too. I just don't think RCR has it here. I don't. I think we're gonna watch Kyle Busch really try. He's gonna screw up. His race is gonna be done, and then he's gonna go after Bell.
Yep. And we'll probably get one of those reverse action things again around the track. I love when he does that.
Yeah. 100%.
Alrighty. And then the next matchup is Hamlin versus Byron. I'm gonna take Hamlin. This one's splitting hairs for me, but the reason I'm gonna take Hamlin over Byron is purely because I think Hendrick's kind of an unknown right now, and I feel like I don't know, man. I'm just gonna ride the Toyota train here. I'm gonna ride the Toyota train.
You know, if it's anybody who is going to beat the Toyotas this weekend, it's going to be Larson and Byron. Right? So I'm going to do a little different here. I'm going to take Byron over Hamlin. Okay? Just to try to get a little bit more points. That's about it. I'm a full believer in the whole Toyota deal, but I still think the 24 and the 9 may have a chance. Or 5, sorry, not 9. Not 9. Oh,
No,
shit,
no.
what am I talking about?
Oh, God. Dark horse. No.
Yeah.
All right, the next matchup will be Truex and Gibbs. I think this is a good one too because these guys are both your points leaders, first and second. I'm gonna take. I'm splitting hairs honestly, and the only reason I'm gonna go Truex over Gibbs is because I put Gibbs as a dark horse, Truex as a favorite. I think Truex is gonna win this race. So if I'm splitting hairs, I'll take Truex over Gibbs.
Yeah, this is really splitting hairs. Really, you could be right either way. And that's why I'm taking Gibbs over Truex. Actually, I would love to see Gibbs get his first win this weekend.
I think it could happen.
I really would. I think it could happen. Absolutely.
I want it to happen just to see all them freaking haters start crying, dude. Holy cow, the Ty Gibbs haters are like, I think he's got more haters than Hamlin, dude. And once Gibbs starts winning more and actually like starts competing for championships, holy cow, he's gonna be the next Denny Hamlin, dude. It's unbelievable. Like I mean. Yeah. He had one moment where he compared himself to Jesus, and now everybody hates him. It's hilarious to me.
Yes.
And then the final one here is Elliott versus Bowman. I think this is a home run, slam dunk, grand slam. Take it to the bank, cash that check. Easy pick here for Bowman. Easy. Easy over Elliott.
Oh yeah. I mean, come on, man. What are we? Do we need to talk about this? Do we really need to? I feel like if we really do need to talk about this, I think we should probably go see a counselor.
Check me into therapy.
At this point. Yeah.
So there it is. That will be our NASCAR fantasy for this weekend as well. I believe that covered everything. Is there anything else that you wanted to talk about here tonight, Tom? Is there anything we missed? Anything that strikes you for conversation's sake? Or
no?
Yeah, I kind of
not really.
Like we didn't really have a whole lot of news influx this week. We really just had a little bit of drama, like we talked about, and then some NASCAR purchases. But yeah, I mean that pretty much summarizes it. This weekend a little low on the race count here a little bit because of Easter weekend. We just have NASCAR, Xfinity, and Cup. So I'm excited. I mean, a lot of people hate Richmond, right, Tom? Like Richmond really gets kind of a bad rap, but I mean, in the next gen era, Richmond has been the best short track, and people can argue with me and say something else, but I really truly believe that because Richmond, even with the tires that are solid that don't wear out, I mean, we still have 2-3 pit stops in a stage. I mean, I think it just plays out perfectly. So I'm excited for this weekend's races. And with that being said, that'll pretty much summarize this podcast for tonight. I want to thank everybody for tuning in, liking, commenting, and subscribing to all of our content. It means the world to us. We love you guys. I want to thank our channel members. We got Dallas Seward, always hanging around the channel. Big supporter of us here at the Dega Boys channel. We see him in the broadcast booth, see him on podcast watch parties. See a lot of Dallas around here. Thanks to him. Also want to give a shout out to Steven Doughton, the next Sim Racing League, doing all the God's work there, making awesome leagues for us to broadcast and call his races. Also supporting our channel and helping us out with everything possible we could ever need. So thank you, Steven. Also, Jimmy Six Time, Josh Kreider with the PSRL League. He got his merch. I posted that picture of that on our community page. He's repping the Dega Boys swag. Swag. I love it. That's awesome. He's a huge member. He's an ultimate diehard member. So hopefully we get to see him around more on our channel. Got to get him on a podcast or something here soon because he is a big supporter of our channel and we really appreciate everything he does for us as well. And also puts on a great league. It brings us great content to talk about on Saturdays. So thanks to him. Also, Taps. He's a member of our channel now. He's kind of dabbling into the NSR stuff. He's in the back marker stuff, and now he's kind of dabbling with some IndyCar stuff. So awesome that we have him supporting our channel. Also, Kyle Hendricks, one of the first guys to Give us some memberships, buy memberships for people. Give us one of our super chats. Big shout out to you, Kyle Hendricks. Can't wait to see you at Talladega, my guy. Can't wait to see you there.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And then also we got a new member, Richard Latuke, joined our membership program after the 12-hour Sebring run that we did there. So thank you so much for joining our rookie tier. Appreciate you there. And then also Mad Duck, Maddox is a big supporter of ours as well. It's a cool dude, racing the NSR League. Thanks for your support as well. Thanks to all of our channel members. If you want to become a member of our channel, just like everybody that I just mentioned there, go check out our community page. Click the join button, pick a tier that best suits you. All of those proceeds go back to help us create even better content for you guys here on this YouTube platform and all the great things that we have coming up here through the next several weeks and months on this channel. Also, go follow us on Patreon. Get the full length crash compilations and a lot. I am telling you, there is going to be a lot of new content going out on that Patreon over the next month or so here. There's going to be a ton of stuff from Dega. I can't wait to bring that to you. And that leads me into our next segment here, Tom. The Dega Games. What did you say? We're,
baby.
20 days away? 20-something days away?
I don't
Something
know,
like that. Yeah. Something like that. We're close. We're real close to the Dega Games. Really close.
And 14, 20 days.
20
baby, we're
days.
20 days.
20 days away. Unbelievable. Can't wait for the Dega Games. We're going to have a podcast here. Mark your calendars. April 12th, the Saturday before the Dega weekend. We are going to be having a podcast on this channel featuring the King of Camo. We'll have Nate and Ryan over the King of Camo. They'll be joining us. We'll be doing a little smack talk, a little trash talk, a little prelude to the Dega Games. Talk about what we're going to be doing. Little some of the competitions that we're going to have, some of the fun activities we're going to be doing, some of the content that we're going to be producing out there. We'll talk about all that here with them. Can't wait for that. Mark your calendars. You're not going to want to miss it. This is going to be great. The King Camo, awesome dudes over there. Great affiliates to our channel. We can't wait to bring the Dega Games to you. And if you guys get a chance, go check out their channel and go comment on their next video saying hashtag Team Dega Boys. Support your boys. Because we're going to go take them down here at the Dega Games. Can't wait for that. Lots of great content. And if you guys, like Tom said on the last live stream we did, if you guys are going to Dega, come find us. We're going to have a big banner up. Tom's looking at getting one of those put together here for the Dega Games, so you guys can't miss us. We'll be in the Turn 2 Geico Blue section. So come visit the Dega Boys. Come hang out. We want to get a big old group picture. So if you're around sometime during the Dega Games, come join us. We'll get a big old group picture that we can post, and all of our supporters, all of our iRacers that are going to be there, all of our affiliates, everybody will be in a big old group picture. It'll be fun. I can't wait to bring that content to you. And then all the fun activities. We're going to have just nonstop content coming out of Dega Games. Can't wait to bring that to you guys. Also, go follow us on all of our socials: X, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Patreon. See all the great content we have on there as well as we continue to build this great platform, the premier hub of motorsports on the internet. Unbelievable. Also, this Saturday, I got to talk about it. This Saturday, we are celebrating our 1-year anniversary of our very first broadcast. We were doing a watch party of the Montreal NASCAR Motor City Cup race. I can't wait for this, Tom. I haven't went back and watched this race. I can't remember how the race went. I remember that Derek Miller won the race. That's about all I remember. I remember making the highlight video the day after the race happened, but that's about all I remember of it. I made a few clips and stuff from it here and there, but nothing like major. Didn't really go back and watch it. So, yeah. So come join us while we laugh and poke fun at ourselves and see how far we've grown on this wonderful platform. It's just gonna be fun to go back and humble ourselves a little bit from how much we've grown and how much better we may or may not have gotten. I mean, we'll leave that opinion up to you guys, but it'll be great. Can't wait. So tune in. We'll be doing it sometime in the afternoon on Saturday, most likely before the Xfinity race, so you guys can go and tune in and watch that afterward. But yeah, come hang out with us. Come chat with us. Come celebrate our 1 year of broadcasting on the internet. The day that the internet's let us idiots come out here and start broadcasting.
That's right. That is right.
Should be a fun time. Also, if you guys want to buy some more Dega Boy merch, I mean, like Josh Crowder has, like me and Tom have some Dega Boy stuff. There's always some new merch coming out on that platform. So all of those proceeds also go back to help us make great content for you guys as well. So go support our merch store. Go check it out. Go check it out. There's gonna be some content for you guys. Rep some Big Daddy NASCAR stuff, some Andy J Jesus stuff. I mean, there's also all great content on there to rep, and it's great. It's great it's great merch too. I mean, it's quality products. So
Cool.
go check that out. I don't think I missed anything, Tom. I don't think I missed anything. Next week we'll be back, I guess, to cover the Richmond races and then preview the races next weekend as well. Also this week, what kind of broadcast we have? I think we have back markers again. No, I think this is an off weekend for back markers. I'm not sure.
No, I think we're racing for back markers. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
I didn't do my due diligence. I'm not gonna lie, but let's check. Let's see here. 3:21. Oh, we're not racing. No, we're not.
Yeah.
Next race is 4-4.
Yeah. Okay, so no back markers, but tomorrow we'll be racing Richmond for the Motor City Trucks. Still waiting on a logo there from Steven. So Steven, if you're listening, give me that logo. No, I'm just kidding. I know.
Yeah, Steven.
I know you're busy. He's on baby watch actually right now. So.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I forgot.
So he's definitely busy. So wish him all the best of luck there.
Yeah. Wish a homie some luck.
Yeah, no doubt. He'd be at Talladega if it wasn't for the baby
look,
watch.
he's in Discord right now. He's fine.
Oh, he's fine. Yeah. It's got maybe another day or two on that. Yeah. But thanks, Stephen. We appreciate you, man. And then Saturday, we're off Saturday with the back marker or PSR as well. So really just one broadcast this week. I don't think we have anything No. I don't know. Just stay up to date on the channel. It's all scheduled. We'll see you guys all in the next one. But with that being said, this has been the Full Send Half Mast Podcast, episode 62. Jay, Tom, thank you guys for tuning in. And we love you guys. And we'll catch you all in the next one.